washing away all that wrongdoing, all that we are reading in today's first reading, and so much more. And it gives us new life. It is spirit and it is life. Think about the very words the priest utters at Mass, transubstantiating bread and wine into the body, the blood, the soul, and divinity of Jesus Christ. Spirit and life. We have, when we receive these great sacraments, we now become the instrument of God's abundance. We now have that grace to do something priestly with it, right? And yes, dads or grandfathers or wherever you are in your stage of life, we have a priestly role to play in our families.
Amen.
And we have to ask ourselves, are we fulfilling that priestly role? We certainly see it with St. Joseph, right? We certainly see that with St. Joseph. Jesus went back to Nazareth when he was obedient to his mother and father. And remember, as I said last week, try to get out of this idea of calling Joseph foster father.
Yeah.
Call him with the Blessed Mother. He is the Father.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Amen.
Okay? Your Father and I have been looking for you. Why have you done this to us? So we turn to St. Joseph to see what that priestly father looks like in our homes, and what that priest father sounds like in the instruction, and the confidence, and the protection, and all these things that we're begging St. Joseph for in our own lives, right? So that we can go out and emulate him in our families and in our community. There's a great Saint, Titus Brandsma, who was just made a saint a year or so ago. He's a Carmelite saint. He died in Dachau during World War II. And that's the most of the priests resent, was the concentration camp called Dachau. But when he was there, he wrote, create the environment where everyone around you can become a saint. In Dachau. In your living. Create the dining room table where everyone around you can become a saint. Create a work environment.
That's good.
Where everyone around you can become a saint. So what does that look like? How does that feel? What do? Right? Well, we have to do something, because the gospel today is directing our attention towards doing stuff, right? Feeding, clothing, visiting, this intentionality of, I'm going to exercise my Christian discipleship today. I'm going to exercise that Eucharistic presence. I'm going to put into practice that great treasure of mercy God bestowed on me when I went to confession. How do we take what we receive from these two sacraments and then lavish it on those around us? And be careful. Don't just lavish God's grace upon those who we love. Jesus says, what profit is that? Even evil people love their own.
The ones they love,
Even bad people love their own. So we have to go beyond that to the people at work we don't like, to the politicians we can't stand, and there's a lot. Right? And this, my brothers, is when we start fulfilling what it means to be a goat or a sheep. Right? Goats are stubborn. Goats bite back, right? You ever have goats? We have like 15 of them in Uganda. Yeah. They want to punch you all the time. You put your hand out and they'll go up on their, they're stubborn, they fight. That's okay, I don't mind. I've got brothers. Bring it. But there's something in our discipleship that docility is the favorite path, isn't it? If we find ourselves butting up against the Lord, who's going to win that fight? If we find ourselves butting up against the commandments, who's gonna win that fight? Did you ever hear the story about the naval ship that was out in the ocean doing maneuvering? And practicing, it was a battleship, and all of a sudden, this heavy fog set in, and they got this, an alarming radio wave, change course 20 degrees, you're on a collision course. And the captain of the battleship radioed back and said, I'm the captain of the battleship, you change course 20 degrees. And he said, change course 20 degrees, I'm a lighthouse, right? Yeah, so when we find ourselves like a stubborn goat, when we find ourselves fighting up against God like a stubborn goat, we're really going up against something like a lighthouse, right? It's disastrous. We don't break commandments. Commandments break us, right?
Amen.
So, we don't want to be cocky, we don't want to be stubborn, we want to put ourselves in that humble disposition, and the humble St. Joseph is who we turn to teach us that. The humble St. Joseph, who needed to be guided by the Father, who was docile and didn't fight back. He led and protected and even educated the Holy Family. So we turn to St. Joseph in that great action of work, that great action of discipleship, and we say, Lord, we want to be like him. We want to be like St. Joseph. We want to be another Joseph in the world for your great glory. May the Lord bless us.